Jermain, good to see you.
How you doing, my man? You okay?
Good. Well, look, just caught you off the pitch there. I was watching you do your A licence. Talk to me. Why coaching? Because it looks a bit of a headache to me, to be honest.
Yeah, especially now. Do you know what it is? I think when you have that, we were talking about it before, when you love the game, like, I mean, I've always loved football from day one. And I suppose, you know, sort of like getting towards the back end of my career, I always thought about that transition to, obviously, to player to coach. I spent a lot of time speaking to Steven Gerrard and at Rangers about coaching, and I thought, you know what, let me just see how it goes, you know, to complete my badges, and you never know where it can take you.
How was it having someone like Stevie who's made that transition? We both played at the top level. Or did having someone like that help manage that transition? Because some people find it more difficult than others.
Yeah, for me, I think the transition was quite smooth because obviously the last contract I signed at Rangers was a player-coach role. Yeah. So I was sort of like exposed to that little bit of coaching here and there, you know, at the ground, which was difficult actually, because you go from, like, I remember we went from winning the league one season, then the next season I had that role, so I was almost like coaching the players that you actually play with. It was quite difficult, but I enjoyed it because, like I said, to be exposed to that was good. And then I always knew that the Tottenham, you know, that Tottenham role was waiting for me. So in terms of the transition, for me, I was lucky it was smooth.
Now I want to break lines. 10, in there. To sets one of our wide men. Once the ball goes back, the two centre forwards, I want you running. Yeah? With the timing. So as soon as it comes in here, what does your movement look like? What does your movement look like? Yeah? So once it's set back, I might play in there or play down the side.
Say, I'm a Jermain Defoe player now. What are you expecting from the players you're going to manage?
Do you know what? I just want to, for me, I think just try and create an environment where players are going to come and work hard, first and foremost. I mean, when I was a young player, you know, I always had coaches that, you know, before anything else, come and enjoy the session, but work hard and sort of like bring that energy to the session. Of course, as coaches, you've got to do that as well. And just try and improve every day. I think that's all you can do, you know, because at the end of the day, like, I'm working at Tottenham and, you know, I'm working in the academy. So it's about developing players to get into the first team or have some sort of career in the game. And I think the messages for them, those consistent messages is, you know, when you come here, you know, you want to try and improve every day and hopefully, God willing, they go on to have good careers.
When you look back at the managers who you played under, are there any that you've noticed now you're coaching that you maybe took a bit of subliminally that you didn't realise at the time, but now you're doing a bit of what they used to do?
Yeah, probably loads, to be honest. I think now I'm obviously coaching. I think throughout my career, you know, I was lucky enough, I had a long career, played under all different amazing managers. But I think it's, you know, in terms of like man managing, like Harry Redknapp and Sam Allardyce, and I remember, you know, when AVB come to Tottenham, a young coach, you know, his philosophy was, you know, similar to Jose Mourinho's at Chelsea. So he come and he was really organised and that. So in terms of managers, yeah, I think you take a little bit from each manager. No different to what I did as a player when I was in the youth team at West Ham. You know, like I had Ian Wright, Paolo Di Canio, all these different forwards, and you take a bit from. So that's what I've done really, and you try and sort of like shake the box and see what you come up with and that. But I've enjoyed it.
And doing your A licence now with the PFA, how have you managed the support from them? How have you found it?
It's been brilliant. The support's been brilliant. For me, it was important to, you know, once I've finished to get my badges done, meeting, you know, players that, you know, you've played against but not really had the opportunity to get to know them as people. It's been really interesting. You learn a lot on these courses. So it's good.
Tidy, nice. Back foot, play, nice. Stop. Yes, keep back to him, please. When it goes there, number 6, your timing of your movement coming down. Yes. Back foot. Play.
It's like you've achieved so much as a player, and then you go back to being a novice, learning stuff. It must be a good feeling. But what are you hoping to achieve in the game? What would you like to do with the A licence that you're doing now?
Well, I mean, the main goal for me is I would love to manage, and even probably more so now because obviously I've seen players obviously that I've played with. You know, the likes of Wayne Rooney, and you look at Lamps and Stevie G that I mentioned before. I spoke to Sol Campbell recently, so I think that generation with a lot of players that I played with, I've seen that they've gone on and sort of like managed. And you do look at that and think, you know what, yeah, it's definitely something that I want to do. And like I said, but you have to obviously finish your badges and obviously wait for an opportunity.